Worried about your drinking? Reserve your place on today's free Quit Drinking webinar and get a copy of my best-selling book, Alcohol Lied to Me, as a gift just for turning up. www.stopdrinkingexpert.com. Hi there, this is Craig Beck. Welcome into the Happy Sober Podcast. And today, I want to share some personal news with you that makes me feel ridiculously old. I also want to talk about how quitting drinking makes something magical happen in your life. And I've had a few kind of eureka moments in the last few weeks about the passage of time and how blasé I think I've become about how different my life is these days than when it was at the peak of my drinking. I think I've forgotten just how bad it was. And I wanted to talk about that because a lot of people think that quitting drinking is the end of something. They almost grieve it. You know, it's like life as they know it has died and something new is coming and they're not sure about it and it feels bad. And I want this video and what I share with you here today to be evidence that quitting drinking is not the end of something. It is the beginning of something. It is a positive change, okay? So I just realized it's 16 years since I wrote Alcohol Lied to Me. That's crazy, 16 years. I mean, I still feel like I'm 21 on the inside, but then I look in the mirror and I go, oh my God, you're old. And now I feel like I am officially old because I just became a granddad for the first time. My son and his partner just had a baby. She's called Saoirse. She's wonderful. She's very cute and she's amazing. And I'm very proud. But only last night I said to my wife, I said, I'm a granddad. How did that happen? I'm a granddad. It still doesn't feel real. How can I be a granddad? Anyway, I am, and she's amazing. But 16 years since I wrote Alcohol Lied to Me, and I had no idea that quitting the poison would open up an entire new avenue of my life. I didn't think it would lead to anything other than the removal of the negative stuff in my life. I didn't realize it would lead to so much positivity. Because I think back at the peak of my drinking, everything was wrong. Everything that could go wrong with a life was going wrong for me. I was pretty much as close to bankrupt as you can get. Every month it was like, is it going to be this month? Is this the tipping point? My health was catastrophic. I was seeing consultants at the hospital for my liver problems. My marriage was a disaster area. My career was going nowhere. I just got fired for the first time and I had to move 300 miles to get a new job. So I wasn't even living with my wife and children at this point in my life. I was waking up every morning in a damp bed sit with a single bed, a bedside table and a kettle, and that was pretty much it. And every morning I would wake up and open my eyes and go, oh, I'm still alive. It was that bad. And I'd look at all the problems in my life and think, well, which should I focus on? My health, my marriage, my finances, my career? And the truth was I couldn't fix any of it because I was still drinking this anesthetic every night. And the attractively packaged poison was stealing my motivation, my energy, and more importantly, my intelligence. I just wasn't intelligent enough to fix all the problems in my life. I was too stupid because alcohol was stealing my intellect. It wasn't until I removed the alcohol that I then had the energy, focus, and clarity to go, okay, let me fix the broken parts of my life. Now, I'm not here to tell you that it was an overnight sensation. I didn't just wake up one morning and go, oh, I'm sober now. Everything's wonderful. That's not true. It took 7 years to fix my life. 7 years to go from nearly bankrupt to being debt-free and financially free. 7 years to get out of a broken marriage, go through the painful process of divorce, find my soulmate and marry her and be in the best relationship of my life. 7 years to fix my health, 7 years to fix my career. That's how long it took. But in the last 16 years, I've helped 1 million people to quit drinking. And I'm very proud of that. It feels like I've done something significant. So for me, quitting drinking wasn't the end, it was the beginning. And the reason I'm making this video today is that someone came back into my life this week who is in exactly the same place. His name is Charles, very intelligent, very successful guy. And he quit drinking with my help in 2018. We did a coaching session together back then, before COVID and all that nonsense. And then we caught up again this week. And he is now setting up a multi-million-pound business to introduce alcohol-free wines to marketplaces around the world. And I'm not talking about the usual stuff, because I said to Charles, I said, look, I've got to be honest with you. My experience with alcohol-free products has been disappointing. I've even spent $80 on a bottle of alcohol-free wine as a treat for a special occasion. And just ended up thinking, okay, great. I just spent nearly $100 on diluted vinegar. That's what it tastes like. He said, I hear you, Craig. And he said, let me tell you, me and my team, we've tasted 9,000 alcohol-free products. They've pretty much tasted every alcohol-free product in the world. And he said to me, 96% of them are garbage. He said 96% of them terrible. He said 4% are amazing. And that's what we're taking to market. Now, I'm very excited and a little bit nervous because he said he's going to send me a crate of the 4%. And I'm going to do a taste test. I'm going to make videos. I'm not going to open them until the camera is running. And I'm excited because if they're as good as he says they are, it's almost like discovering alchemy. It's just, wow. I'm nervous because what if they're not? And I have to publicly make a video where I'm being horrible to a friend of mine. But I'm having faith that if he's really tasted 9,000 and selected 4%, there's something very special about them. But look, enough from me. I want you to meet Charles. And here he is.
When you say that you aren't drinking, people say why? Every time, guaranteed. And it's a good question. When the alternative is mocktails or soda water, it can be a bit boring. But it doesn't have to be like that.
Across the world, something remarkable is happening. In hidden vineyards, winemakers are reimagining wine but with no alcohol. Elsewhere, modern-day alchemists of flavor are crafting non-alcoholic spirits and elixirs, but with real depth, with real character, and with real precision.
The problem is that we don't know where they are, we don't know how to get them.
For several years, over 20 of us have been searching the world, hunting for the finest non-alcoholic flavors. Tasting stations everywhere. Local experts we established try everything we can find and send us only the standouts. So far, we've tasted nearly 9,000. Fewer than 1 in 10 make the cut. Then the independent panel we assembled takes over. Experts with fine judgment in wine, mixology, and flavor. They taste, they grade, and they score. They select only the exceptional. The search is for the very best, the made-the-grade curation. And now we're ready to launch. We have the made-the-grade curations ready for you to try. We cannot wait for you to taste them. We are launching this range to you. Come and join us. Come and try it. Come and see what we have discovered.
So that's Charles and his new company. I will keep sharing information about it with you. But if you're at the start of this journey, if you've just joined the program at stopdrinkingexpert.com and you're worried about how you live the rest of your life without alcohol, I want you to see this as evidence that getting this poison out of your life is not the end, it is the beginning. Feel optimistic. Understand that good things are coming, and you've got this. Thanks so much for being with me. See you in the next episode. Worried about your drinking? Reserve your place on today's free Quit Drinking webinar and get a copy of my best-selling book, Alcohol Lied to Me, as a gift just for turning up. www.stopdrinkingexpert.com bestselling.com.